and still have very low income. And we did a lot of hands-on experiences. And a lot of the time we were asked what surprised us. But when I did this, I wasn't very surprised by a lot of things. I learned that a lot of people are hungry here. A lot of people can't afford very much for food. A lot of people have issues and dietary needs that are a lot harder to meet and take a lot out of their income. But I already knew all of this. I didn't know this specific numbers. I didn't know that the median earns 3 times as much as the lowest income. But I knew that people were hungry. I knew that providing for dietary needs is really difficult. I knew that some parents prioritize their kids eating over themselves eating, that they'll skip meals if they feel that it's necessary for their kids to feel best. And a lot of my friends and my peers were surprised by this. They didn't know about this, and they never heard of this issue, but it was normal for me. Not to say that I never know if I'm going to eat a meal. I know that the people in my household work very hard so that we are able to, but I know that it's not easy, and it never really has been. And it was weird for everybody in my group to be saying, wow, I never knew this many people were hungry. I didn't know it cost so much for food. When I'm always looking for the discounts. I never just buy the thing that I want. I look for what's the cheapest, and whenever we're at the store. And so it really made me think that it's weird. It's so common for me, but for these people, it's so different. They never thought about this, whereas it's just a part of my everyday life, and I never put much thought into it. It's a fact, and that's that. It's as much a fact as the sky is blue and grass is green. So yeah, it was really weird looking around, and I'm usually able to eat 3 meals every day, and sometimes I just forget to eat because my mind is on a lot of other things, but I know people who don't always have that. I know people who sometimes only eat 1 meal a day, and not just because they forget, but because it's a serious issue for them, that their parents, even if they are providing for them well, they can't always give them everything that they need. An example of this is 3 children, all children of I wouldn't say friend, but an acquaintance of my mother's named Tanisha. She had 3 children. I can't remember the direct ages, but the oldest one was 8 years old, and they had a 2-year-old, and I can't remember the middle child, but she was really sweet, and we took care of them. We took them under our wing in our households when her mother was having extreme issues, and the middle child, she slept in my bedroom. She had a little nightlight that she always turned on every night because she was scared of the dark. I got to know these children very well. My brother bonded with the oldest, Matthew, and when my mom went against Tanisha in a court battle, she lost, and Tanisha got to keep custody of her kids, even though she wasn't caring for them. She would do whatever she wanted all day, and she would drop them off at a friend's house, where all they would do is watch TV and not be cared for. And that was their life. They were clearly underfed. They were way too skinny for their age, and they were always nervous and very clingy because they didn't know if we were going to just leave them someday. And it was, I have to admit, sometimes, I got a little annoyed by being followed every step, but it was heartbreaking to see that. I know that I know that I don't have the best life out of everyone. You know, my family does struggle for money, but watching them, who are even worse off than I was, and how much they were struggling, and how much even when they got help, you know, they were nervous and on edge at all times, and it was awful just, you know, seeing them be scared, even if there was nothing to be scared of, even if we were warm, even if we gave them 3 meals a day, even if we, you know, bought the toy that they wanted. They were always nervous and scared, and it hurt to see people like that. It hurt to come to think of these children as my siblings, you know, and for them to be taken away because her mother won, even though she had she was not worthy, I to say the least. And then she took them away, and she ran away, and I've never seen them since then. And it's hard, because I've always grown up with such a wonderful mother. She works so hard to do everything that she can for us, and I love her so much. She's amazing. If you're not already close with her, and you just talk to her for a few minutes, you see that she's full of energy. She's always willing to do the right thing, and she makes so many sacrifices for me and my brother, her children, and she understands when it's time to prioritize us over things that she wants to do. She's incredibly responsible and the best mom I could ever ask for. But they didn't have that. And she was awful. She didn't care for them. She wasn't responsible. She didn't put them in school. Matthew had never been to school before, other than a couple of days each year, and we put him in school for the first time. I'm sorry, I'm rambling. But yeah, it was really hard seeing other kids like that when I thought I was off. Not so great, but I was off a lot better than I thought.